Sup witches, Celeste the Silver Cord here, just bringing you a astrology rundown for the new moon on April 2020. Now this is going to be a cool new moon because there's also going to be the meteor shower going on the night of the new moon. So if you have clear skies, definitely go outside and check that out with us. We've got a lot going on this new moon. I mean, besides the fact that it is April 22nd, 2020, and we have, what we got? We got two planets at 20 degrees and the North Node at 2 degrees. So it's just a lot of twos calling for a lot of balance and stuff this month with this new moon. These should be the seeds of intentions that you guys are focusing on. So let's get right into it. So the new moon and the sun were both going to be at 3 degrees of Taurus. So Taurus is the seeker of truths. And this is going to be secret truths versus persona. So this is going to be a lot of emphasis on the dual aspects of people's personalities. So this also highlights like people in your life that have a lot of ideas with no follow through, or you have a lot of ideas but you're not following through with them a lot. This is going to be highlighted a lot with this new moon. So it should be putting a lot of focus on what ideas do you really want to do and what do you really want to follow through on. Now we have Uranus also in Taurus at 6 degrees, and that is enlightenment. And this is harmony comes from balancing your needs with the needs of others around you. So now it is good to put your needs first sometimes, but if you're doing that all the time to the point where it's detrimental to those that you are in relationships with, or you're backburnering your kids or family or something along those lines, you can come off as very conceited and self-centered. So be sure that, yeah, your needs are getting met, but make sure that you are still not losing focus of the needs of those that you care about and those around you. And just remember that everybody's going to have different needs than you. And don't backburner or make other people feel like their needs are not as important as your needs. And then we got Capricorn. And Capricorn has Saturn and Pluto in it. And this is about the balance between procrastination and responsibilities versus expansion. So if you want to expand, you have to balance what you have been procrastinating on, what you were supposed to be doing, and where your responsibilities that you have been hiding from. So you need to really acknowledge those and reprioritize your priority list and stop putting things at the top of the list that do nothing but cause procrastination and waste your time, and put some more of your responsibilities on the top there. Now, Jupiter with expansion, Jupiter is at 26 degrees of Capricorn, which is giving us a number of 8, which is the infinity symbol. So this is focus your energy on what you really want, because focused energy has infinite potential. And anybody who says that they didn't work hard for what they have is a liar. You can't manifest anything if you're not making any actionable steps to actually accomplish those goals. You can't start your own business and then think that you're not going to have to work at it. You are going to have to be dedicated and get things done as to the best of your ability with everything that's going on right now. If there's paperwork that needs to be filled out, you need to fill out your paperwork. If there's things like that going on, you need to cross your T's and dot your I's and start focusing your energy towards the things you want. Life is not going to be easier if you just keep ignoring stuff. Then we have Aquarius here. And Aquarius has Saturn and Mars in it. And now Aquarius is all about hope and reflection. And Saturn is telling us with this, in this sign at 1 degrees, that a new self requires a new structure and a new control over oneself. If you want to change your life and your surroundings, you have to change yourself. And if you want to change yourself, you have to adapt new habits new healthy habits, new habits that help you reach your goals, and start using those to replace your habits that cause procrastination. And with Mars, this is about battle strategies. And with everything that's going on right now, especially those who work on the online community, you got a lot of people taking advantage of what's going on and jumping out. So there is a lot of competition and a lot of things going on right now. Now, these battle strategies is calling you to tell you that the temptation to be deceitful will be high. It will be easy, especially for people who are awakened to the manipulation of other people, the manipulation of how the world manipulates people. And if you're awakened to that and you see how easy it is to manipulate people, that is a very slippery slope to go down. There is ways of accomplishing your goals without being deceitful and taking advantage of people. And I added that in because that had the number 7 with it being at 16 degrees of Aquarius. So 7, while it is the number of the mystic and the scholar, with that knowledge of the mystic and the scholar is also the trickster. So there is a chance of people being deceitful with you too. So just be mindful when you're doing things online that you are working with people that you do trust and you do rely on, because there's going to be a lot of scams going on around this new moon and the next couple of months. What we got next? Next we got Pisces has Neptune in it at 20 degrees. This is the other one of the 20 degrees that I was talking about. So this is back to secret truths, intuition, and inspiration. And this is calling us to tell us that gentle persuasion will take you farther than force and manipulation. So you can try to force and grind and lie to get ahead, or you can do compassion and gentle persuasion, and instead of manipulating people, persuade them to get ahead. And that will be a more beneficial and harmonious way of moving forward in life, because if you go the deceitful way, eventually you usually get busted out on your deceits, called out for being fake. You get found out. That's always how it happens. Nothing can be hidden for long. What's the saying? The sun, the moon, and the truth are the only things that cannot be hidden for long. All right, so now we have Mercury in Aries here. And Mercury in Aries is the fearless ambition, right? It's messages that are giving you this amped up ambition and fearlessness to go ahead and try these new things. And with Mercury being at 20 degrees of Aries, the messages is the objective of war is to avoid fighting. Like a lot of people see Aries or Mars and they automatically think the warrior wants to fight. The objective of war is to avoid fighting, but progress is only made during times of peace. As long as we're fighting, we're not making any progress. Progress is made during times of peace, and that is the messages that Mercury is bringing with Aries. And now the North Node is also at 2 degrees of Cancer. And the message that I got from this is the conquest towards your purpose is a guided path. You are being pulled by the universe. I know things seem pretty crazy right now, but Cancer is the Chariot card, and it's just letting us know that as long as we continue to balance our light and our shadow, and we are honest and truthful with ourselves and those around us, that the universe will continue to pull us in the direction that we need to go. Even if it seems chaotic and crazy right now and you don't know where things are going. You can't find a new path on the path that you're on. So if you're being knocked off a certain path, stop stressing so much that you don't know where you're going now, and start looking at it more as an adventure to see what's coming next. I mean, It really is perception. And I know perception is like asking where the center of the outside of a sphere is. It's really the point of where you're standing on the globe, but you can choose to be afraid of everything that's going on, or you can see it for what it is, a phase too that will pass and will get past this. We have before and we will again. Okay? I'm not going to do a spell this month because I wanted to do some moment to focus on Venus retrograde. Let me hold my book down. Because a lot of people know that Venus retrograde starts in May. It starts on May 13th, but what they don't know is the shadow phase started on the 9th. So this Venus retrograde for 2020 is in Gemini, and it's going to go from 5 degrees of Gemini to 21 degrees. So this is where it's going to be shifting back and forth in between. And with these, so that's 535, and that's the numbers that I came out with it. And with it being in Gemini, this Venus retrograde is really going to be a fast-moving energy that presents itself to you as love, loyalty, possible romance, an undenying soul connection. Synchronicities are going to seem to line up, all that. And it's going to come in and it's going to be a sweeping energy. This could be a person coming into your life, a friend or something like that. This is going to be a fast-moving energy and a very strong connection that will come in. Now, that is what's going to be for the shadow phase. That is going to be the energy coming in. During the retrograde itself, these people will present themselves as ambitious, charming, enthusiastic. But throughout the retrograde, you'll see that this ambition and enthusiasm is never followed through. They say a lot of things that they do not do. Or they say that they're going to do things. These are the people that are always talking about changing but never change. Always have some grand plan that they never follow through with, or it just never happens. Those type of things. And as you start noticing this, you will start realizing that a lot of their personality traits are manipulative, they're immature, and they play a lot of games. Oh, man. I could talk all day, but I start losing my voice as soon as I start trying to give you guys messages. People don't understand how quickly this stuff wears you out. So once you start noticing a lot of the games and the manipulation and stuff like that, and now this is Venus and this is Gemini. So Gemini is the lover's card. So a lot of this will be around your love relationships. This will either be you noticing this, or if you just started a relationship, sorry, it's a really bad time to. For those of you in a relationship, this can be somebody who comes in and causes these shakeups for you. So you got this creative, charming, ambitious, enthusiastic, get you all pumped up energy, and you start to realize that it never follows through, and it's mostly manipulation and immaturity and games. And then the second part of the shadow phase, because Venus stations and goes back direct June 25th. And then you have the shadow phase from June into July. And that is going to be the fallout of this. This is going to be the fallout. This will be seeing how unsatisfied you are with this relationship, be it a love relationship or a friendship or whatever came in, discoveries of disloyalties, seeing outside interference either in your relationship, or this is a person who brings outside interference into your relationship. So the warnings that I'm really got coming through with this Venus retrograde is with relationships. Relationships will be tested. Watch out for ex-partners, old friends with toxic traits, connections with others that challenge and speak poorly about your partner. That is, a lot of people get that Three of Hearts card or Three of Swords card, and they are like, oh, third-party relationship, there got to be cheating. That is not necessarily true. This can be a connection with somebody who starts out and it's always fun talking to them, and then after a while, all the time you talk to them, all they do is trash your partner. And if that's not dangerous enough, if they can get you to start speaking ill about your partner, then you will start manifesting a toxic relationship because you are speaking about it all the time. So, excuse me. So just be mindful of where your thoughts and words are and where people lead your thoughts and words to. Be mindful of your conversations. Be mindful of people who bring back toxic habits, people who shared in your old addictions, people who encourage you to indulge in your old addictions, knowing that that is a weak point for you. And if they push too hard, you can fall really hard off the wagon. Be mindful of those, and be mindful of people who talk a lot of trash or talk a lot of game, like they're going to do this and they're going to do that, but they never actually follow through on it. You know, people who are like, oh, I'm gonna stop doing this and I'm gonna quit doing that and I'm gonna get healthy and I'm gonna do this. And they've been saying it for like fucking a year and they haven't done anything about it yet. Or people who are always got some new grand scheme they want you to invest in. Oh, join me on this, help promote my stuff. And then you turn around and they don't follow through on any of it. And then it's just like, oh, well, it fell through. And of course, it's going to be somebody else's fault it fell through. Well, if just this person would have just done things my way, then it would have all worked out. And it's just like, you didn't even realize this many people was involved. You thought this person was in charge of it. And now you're SOL a bunch of money. So you're SOL a bunch of money. Now you're fighting with your partner. Like I said, these are going to be the trials that Venus retrograde brings. Venus retrograde, to give you some understanding of it, it happens every 18 months. It's not a common retrograde. It's actually, pretty spaced out. So this only happens every 18 months that we have a Venus retrograde. And you have a Venus return every 8 years. So if you really want to get a perspective of the kind of challenges you may be facing this Venus retrograde, think back to what was going on around you in like spring of 2012. Right? I don't know about you guys, but I had a bunch of crazy stuff go down in spring 2012. So that is my warnings and my, I guess, survival tips for this Venus retrograde. Like I said, just watch out for those manipulating people. Definitely watch out for anybody who is using sex and love as a manipulation, with this being Gemini, not to be offensive to Geminis, but the two-face card, the two-face sign. The two split personality sign. It is the Lover's card, and it is in reversed. So that is essentially what this Venus retrograde will be about. And just remember those lessons that you learned back in 2012, and this is your time to break those kind of toxic cycles or repeat them. All right, and just as a final note, I would like to give a shout out. A lot of people have been asking if I do classes and things of that nature. As always, you're welcome to join us in the Coven, the Silver Cord, which is a Facebook group that we run. I'll put that link below. If you're looking for more information on astrology, I really enjoy the Leo King and Raquel Springs. They both offer classes on astrology and learning your own charts. If you're into tarot with law of attraction advice, I follow Kelly Lunt and Rich Lopp. And if you're looking for just fun tarot readers, I like Tyler's Tarot. He's a little bit crazy. He's an Aries, but he's fun to watch. One of my favorite parts about him is watching him snap on his audience, but the comebacks this guy comes up with just cracks me up. If you're looking for more of like divine masculine, divine feminine, twin flamey type readings, I would go with the Illust Illuminator. So I just wanted to give a shout out to those guys because a lot of people ask me about questions and stuff like that, and where do I get a lot of my inspirations and things like that from. Those are really the only people I follow on YouTube. I don't even really follow them that hard anymore, but those are the ones that really inspired me to get me going on all this. So definitely give those guys a check them out. If you like this, please like, share, subscribe, spank the bell to get more notifications, and yeah, I'll talk to you guys in the full moon video. Blessed be.